So who is monitoring your bank accounts to prevent fraud? If you ask a Cloverdale couple, is not the banks.
Thousands of dollars disappeared from their bank accounts, but because the PIN was used from their stolen debit cards, they were held liable.
So Ross, what happened and what went wrong?
Well, we hear this a lot when people are held responsible. Here in this case, police need your help to identify these two people who are suspects, believed to have gone on a rampage with the couple's debit cards. Somehow, the PIN was used. Now, the couple had a responsibility to protect it, but just because a PIN is used doesn't mean you're automatically liable. A bank has a responsibility to examine all factors involving fraud, and this couple says one of their banks failed them by not blocking suspicious activity. Amelia Petrunia had left her wallet in her van.
All my debit cards for all my banks and one credit card.
Stolen.
And then they zipped it all up, put it back where it was, so I didn't know it was missing.
Until it was too late.
They bled this thing dry. It was incredible how fast they did what they did.
The culprits went wild. Multiple fraudulent withdrawals involving 3 different financial institutions. Total loss, about $28,000. And their PIN had been used.
They need to make sure that their PIN is properly safeguarded.
The Consumer Financial Agency of Canada says you have a responsibility to make your PIN hard to guess, to keep the numbers separate from your card, and to never share it with anyone, or your bank could hold you liable. But if you met their requirements...
Consumers should not be held liable automatically if their PIN or other means of authentication measures has been used to do the unauthorized transactions.
A full investigation must be done. The withdrawals and purchases occurred in several areas, and RCMP in Burnaby, Coquitlam and Surrey investigated and have released these photos of the suspects. They need the public's help to identify them. 2 of Petrunia's financial institutions forgave their loss, but...
The problem came in with RBC.
They're still on the hook for $12 grand because 3 years ago, Amelia shared her PIN with a caregiver for their daughter who has special needs.
They treated me like I was honestly the criminal from the very beginning.
But David says he had a different PIN on one of the RBC accounts and didn't share it.
I assumed that if anything would go wrong with that it would be similar to a credit card where they would shut it down right away.
August 11th, 9:18 a.m.
Hi, I'm calling from RBC Fraud Department. This message is for David regarding the business account.
They called, but...
A total of 9 times I tried to call them at the number they gave me.
He couldn't get through, and he wonders why RBC didn't block the unusual transactions.
$400 at a time.
Many in the middle of the night.
Everything about them were abnormal transactions.
RBC told us they have fraud detection systems in place, but wouldn't tell us why the transactions weren't blocked, saying they review fraud and unauthorized transactions on a case-by-case basis. And since the PIN was used, the bank is making the couple cover the loss, even though RBC says it's not accusing them of the fraud.
I don't feel any protection anymore with them.
It can be stressful, it can be difficult for people to go through, and that's why there's consumer protection measures in place.
Like filing a complaint with the bank's ombudsman, and if you're still not satisfied, filing a complaint with the Consumer Financial Agency of Canada.
People need to be aware that your debit cards are not protected the way we think your credit cards are.
Boy, this is a really surprising and troubling case, Ross, because police think this is fraud. The bank seems to think this is fraud, and yet they're still not reimbursing this couple. So I think it begs the question, who is watching your accounts?
Well, first and foremost, you need to watch your own accounts, monitor them carefully. And remember, this happened on a Friday night and over the weekends. Some of these may not posted until Monday. You need to monitor your accounts, and also the Consumer Financial Agency, we asked them if there were any requirements for the banks to monitor and block suspicious activity in your accounts. And we're told it's up to the banks on how they do that. You know, this couple has been a member of that bank for 14 years and have all their investment portfolio with them as well. They're thinking of moving everything. Let's take a look at those suspects just to get a good look at them, because the couple would really like help in identifying that. So if you know who these people are, the police would like to hear from you, RCMP in Surrey, or you can call Crime Stoppers. We put information on our website about how to report it if you can recognize them and help solve this case.
And hopefully that might in turn get them their money back eventually.
Perhaps.
Yeah, we can only hope.
Yeah, we hope so.
All right, thanks, Russ.